Sometimes divorces can seem so petty, and sometimes things are important to people. Let's hear what the real sticking items were in this marriage.
Court is now in session. Mary Jo Ryan versus James Ryan.
The record, this matter is before the court. Subsequent parties mediating with the mediator William Godfrey. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Maria Zagorski representing the plaintiff, Mary Jo Ryan. Ms. Ryan appears to be present with Ms. Zagorski behind Mr. Godfrey. In addition, also present Attorney Timothy Churchill, appearing on behalf of Kimberly Kuhn, representing the defendant James Ronald Ryan. And Mr. Ryan is also present. I would also note that the defendant's motion for to show cause was also scheduled for hearing this afternoon regarding presumably the issue that the parties mediated and hopefully resolved this afternoon, that being the issue of the missing personal property, as well as some issues that were caused by premature termination of health insurance. I don't know if that issue has been addressed or is still an issue, but anyway, Mr. Godfrey, you've been able to facilitate a resolution.
Yes, they have, Judge, and with the court's permission, I'll place it on the record.
Please.
Judge, we have two motions for show causes, one filed by plaintiff and one filed by defendants. That is all going to be withdrawn. Those order to show cause ends. The parties are not going to pursue any of the claims in those show causes. Specifically, there was claims about personal property that Mary Jo, the plaintiff, was to get. I broke those down into a golf cart issue, a crossbow, an Amish quilt, and two blue Adirondack chairs. And those have been resolved by each party walking. Mr. Ryan had claims on personal property dealing with a number of tools that had been taken out of a garage, as well as some property that he believed he was entitled to out of the Ludington property, specifically matters dealing with a flag and a stepladder. All of those are being withdrawn and resolved by each party walking. There was also issues dealing with a Capital One credit card statement that Ms. Ryan had paid some, and Mr. Ryan's claim was that there were late fees and costs incurred by a delay in getting that statement exchanged. That has been resolved. Each party is not pursuing any further either claim for reimbursement or by either side. There was claims dealing with premature health insurance termination. I looked at that at about $109.57. That is no longer being pursued. There was issues dealing with payment of a Spectrum bill as well as a gas bill. And again, each party is withdrawing their claims for reimbursement on those. And they are just going to go forward and put this chapter behind them. That is the agreement, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Godfrey. Ms. Zagorski, did Mr. Godfrey accurately state your client's agreement?
Yes, he did.
Thank you. Mr. Churchill?
Yes, likewise he did.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you're about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, counsel, give a regard to your respective clients and make sure they understand there will be no hearing if, in fact, they want the court to adopt this agreement this afternoon. Ms. Zagorski, you can begin.
Thank you. Could you please state your name for the record?
Mary Gadeliano?
You heard the settlement that was placed on the record by Mr. Godfrey?
Yes.
You understand it?
Yes.
You and I have been participating in this mediation since 1 o'clock this afternoon. Is that correct?
Yes.
And during that time, we've discussed the issues that are pending before the court, right?
Yes.
And you and I have had extensive conversations about the cost of pursuing this further versus any expected return if we prevail.
Yes.
Okay. And you've decided not to go further.
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that if accepted by the court, this agreement would be binding.
Yes.
You understand that Judge Bromley will set this for a hearing and put time on his docket for us to present these claims, call witnesses, take testimony, and present evidence in support of your petition.
Yeah.
You understand that if the court accepts this agreement, you're waiving your right to have this matter heard.
Yes.
And that is your decision today.
Yes, it is.
You're doing that knowingly,
Yeah,
and you're absolutely sure.
I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Sikorsky. Mr. Churchill, do you have any questions of Ms. Ryan?
None of Miss Ryan, Your Honor.
Questions for Mr. Ryan, please?
Yeah, just briefly. Mr. Ryan, could you please state your full name for the record?
James Brown.